Yep, Xmen.
Xmen.
The movie's so good it untied my shoes.
First time in 2 years this man had to tie his shoes.
Yeah,
and I was walking out of
It
Xmen.
was a struggle, definitely. So, what do we think?
I was whelmed.
You were whelmed?
I was whelmed. I wouldn't say I was underwhelmed, and I wouldn't say I was overwhelmed. I was just whelmed.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I would say I was definitely overstimulated by this movie. I was overwhelmed by this movie.
I thought
it was very good.
I can't think of any part that was bad.
I don't think there was any part that was... there's nothing that jumped out as bad, other than their obsession with cutting audio from scene to scene. But... every scene, it was let's leak the audio over every single scene.
Yeah.
But, other than that, it just, there's some cool stuff. It just, I just wasn't as interested as I feel like I could have been.
I was very interested.
I think it's going to be 2-1 on this one. Damn.
I'm not saying it was bad, okay? To be clear, it wasn't bad. It just didn't jump out at me like X-Men First Class did, or Godzilla did, or any of the big action
Honestly,
movies.
I like this better than both those movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because, I don't know, I'm not a big Godzilla fan, so...
Alright, we're back.
Okay, yeah, sorry. We had death metal blasting next to us.
Alright, what were you saying?
Okay, I just,
You said it didn't jump out at you,
Yeah.
like Godzilla or First Class.
There was a couple moments where I was a little bored.
When? Without spoilers.
Just, the middle part, I guess.
Yeah, okay, I do kind of agree with that because, I don't know, I found myself getting kind of tired. Halfway through.
It just wasn't keeping my attention as much as it could. It felt a little long at a certain point. I was like, okay, we've been here. The moment you realize that you're watching a movie,
very long. Yeah.
it felt long.
I just think that it's had a better story than Godzilla. It's had better characters.
The characters, other than...
I don't think that's fair to say because Godzilla isn't really a character-driven movie.
Yeah, but as a movie...
Godzilla.
Yeah, well, we're not comparing movies, really.
Yeah.
So, my beefs with the movie were, it was just the movie lends itself to, solving problems with powers. But, every 10 seconds, it was okay, well, how was this gonna happen? And then it was we got a power for that. It just felt instead of solving most of the problems with, actual character interactions, we're solving problems with random powers out of nowhere.
Well, the big climax of the movie, they stopped the whole thing with characters talking to each other.
Correct.
Without powers.
And that was a good part.
Yeah, but that's them solving the biggest problem in the movie.
Yeah. I probably, it just felt I don't know.
Remember, I think that's kind of the franchise, though. The X-Men franchise is the fact that they do have a power for everything.
I feel like the movie expected you to have watched all the other X-Men movies, for sure.
Yeah,
so
First Class was the same way, too.
Well, someone just entering into the X-Men franchise now would have been what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of characters.
It's not a standalone movie whatsoever.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters that show up and they don't tell you exactly what's going on with them.
Or who they are.
We'll talk about it more in spoilers.
Yeah.
Certain characters show up, and if you don't know who they are, some they don't even call by name.
No.
Yeah.
And by names that we know them as the comics.
Yeah.
And they're just they give you little hints, which are for the fans.
Yeah, the movie is heavily focused on you being very familiar with the X-Men material.
Yeah.
And if you're not familiar, unfortunately that we are, but if you weren't familiar, I could have imagined a lot of people being I didn't like that because that was just confusing. I could imagine a lot of people being very confused for a long duration in the movie because things were happening and they didn't explain them, and they're just oh, there's these powers that people are doing, and yes, we know that those characters exist, but they were just happening.
I don't know. I think it still could have.
Yeah, I still think people still could have got it.
Well, not that they could have got it. I mean, it's still an enjoyable movie, even if you don't really know what's happening. They definitely had a lot of.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there can't be like spoilers, but
Yeah.
there were definitely some scenes in there that were either for comedic relief or just to take a break from the action.
There's plenty of
which was
comedic
good.
relief. There was a lot of, there was some like actual action, but there wasn't a lot of like.
Well, I think there was a lot less comedic relief in this than there would be in like a Marvel Studios movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in Avengers, they have jokes all the time and that.
Yeah, but that's kind of like slapstick almost. Like those are like guffaw things. This was just kind of like.
Well, no, like in Iron Man, they have lots of quirky humor.
Yeah.
I mean, and like dialogue.
I think that all
Stark
comes
himself.
from like the character, that comes from Tony Stark and as a character,
this
and
is
Robert Downey Jr.
This is a
as
lot.
character.
Well, and Joss Whedon's writing.
And Joss Whedon's
yeah,
writing.
true.
Yeah.
But I think this is like X-Men overall is like a much darker, like movies than
Yeah,
most
this movie
superhero
was
movies.
dark.
All the X-Men movies are dark.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
all are.
I
That's
mean, like, just from the get-go, like,
Yeah.
10 minutes in, I was just like, Jesus Christ.
For most of the movie, you don't feel like they're gonna achieve their goal, but like they probably will, but they're just like, we're not gonna do it, and then like, and then it's like it's probably not gonna work, and then they do more stuff, and they're like, that
that's
didn't
for
work either.
That's for character arcs, though.
Yeah.
Something that Godzilla didn't have.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep on bringing that.
Yeah.
but it's like
But Godzilla had like some really, really hardcore like action, and we had like glimpses of action, but there wasn't a lot of like, okay, let's just like get down and like do a good action scene.
until the last part,
Yeah, until the end.
which was kind of like Godzilla too.
Yeah, but I don't
There was a
know.
lot of
It wasn't
slow-mo.
as like the end. The fighting at the end wasn't as satisfying
No.
as
Not well,
like the action in Godzilla.
but it was still metal. Yes, it was.
But,
Oh, I'm supposed to be the bad jokes one.
you're failing. You're too busy trying to be angry at this movie.
I'm not. I enjoyed the movie. I'm just.
You seem very dour. For
Yeah,
someone who's
you
enjoyed
don't
the
seem
movie.
like you
I
really
enjoyed the movie.
this
I'm just trying to be honest with the pros and cons.
Trying to be critical.
Yeah, I'm trying to, critique this movie.
Okay, one critique I have is Mystique is so goofy. I just think
Yeah.
Mystique-
Oh my god.
her freaking body outfit is.
Yes.
I thought that. I've always thought that. Like her whole thing is just so goofy. Like
she's goofy, and then Storm just annoys the shit out of me. Like,
It's mostly like the use of Mystique throughout the movie that like kind of annoyed me. It's just like, oh, now Mystique is in this place. Oh, now Mystique's here. Now Mystique is just somehow people are like looking at her and not pulling triggers and not killing her when they've had plenty of time to kill her.
I've never liked Mystique. It's just the whole thing. Like, just like it's like.
I don't know. I feel like she was just a prop in this movie. Like
Yeah.
we need someone to be in Paris. Oh look, this fits the Mystique storyline we have happening. Okay, cool. Mystique is there.
It's
Well, I guess we'll talk about it more in spoilers, but
yeah, it's weird because you had to have you definitely had to have watched X-Men First Class to get a lot of the things that are going on in this movie because it's a sequel to X-Men First Class.
yeah.
But you can probably skip all the other X-Men movies.
Well, I guess
Like
Maybe.
it doesn't like directly
Just look it
reference.
up on Wikipedia.
It doesn't directly reference any events in any of the other.
Well,
X-Men
they have
movies.
some. Wolverine has some flashbacks.
Yeah, but that's just like
Which
cookie
confused
cutter
me.
X-Men.
But it confused me because when they announced this movie, they said the third one didn't count. That's what I thought. Like, because Bryan Singer wasn't involved with it. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't going to follow
See,
the third one.
that's like the hard thing is like trying to figure out what is X-Men canon
Yeah.
In
for,
the
like,
movies.
in the movies and what
Yeah.
isn't.
Because there's the X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is shitfest, and I'm pretty sure that's like totally disregarded. If it isn't, that's I
But
don't understand
well,
why not.
yeah,
And I mean, a lot of it contradicts itself in its like canon-wise because they show scenes from the third X-Men 3 in like Wolverine has flashbacks and they show it, But then, like, I guess more for spoilers, like, there's characters that show up that died in X-Men 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should, you know, and they permanently... I mean, I haven't seen X-Men 3 in a while, so I don't know if they, like, came back at the end, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they died.
It was just like, we had like a really, really like loose...
And, like, I'm glad they brought them back because
Yeah.
X-Men 3 was shit, and they shouldn't have died in that movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand why they bring them back. It's just a little confusing. That's all.
Yeah. Really, the major, like, aside from me being picky beefs with the movie are, they need to clear up what is X-Men canon in the movies and what is not. We need a solid universe. And the problem that we're having with X-Men is that we don't have a solid universe. Whereas, like...
Or Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in the Avengers.
That's going to be the... Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, Marvel needs to get their universe intact.
It's not up... Well, you know, they're trying. They tried
trying.
to... They tried to buy back Spider-Man.
Well, Marvel...
Sony made another movie, so they couldn't buy it back.
So, like, Marvel Studios is trying.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like the X-Men franchise is trying.
Fox and Sony do not give a fuck about Marvel Studios.
They don't care about maintaining some continuity. They don't maintain a universe, and that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, I've always had problems with the continuity of the X-Men universe, and it's just really, really frustrating to see, like, what changes and what as a detail that changes from movie to movie for each coming movie.
Yeah. I wonder how much they paid Anna Paquin to be in there for 3 seconds.
Yeah. Gotta beef up those name stars.
I don't know if Anna
names.
Paquin's that big of a name star. Then.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with True Blood, she's bigger than she has, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, we have to get her back for that one scene where we see her for half a second.
Yeah.
If not, the fans are going to go crazy.
Yeah. So
Acting wise, I thought this movie was pretty solid.
Yeah,
Speaking
definitely.
of-
They have great
I don't know.
actors.
James McAvoy killed me. Like, this movie just made my heart hurt. because
Yeah,
of
he's a
him.
great
That
actor.
was
Michael
great.
Fassbender, great actor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jennifer Lawrence, great actress. Even though she had a goofy ass character.
I just hate her.
if Jennifer Lawrence trips and no one's around to see
I just
her,
don't
is she
like
still
Jennifer
quirky?
Lawrence, but
I guess, I don't know, in real life.
I don't know.
Talking about her acting.
Yeah.
oh yeah, acting wise she was good.
Yeah, she was fine. Okay.
All hate aside.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
of course they have, you know, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Classics.
You know, the great actress Holly.
I just want to like know if like they were on set just like, don't fuck up my character.
Well,
Like,
I mean, they've always talked about having great trust for McAvoy and Fassbender
Yeah.
to kind of, you know.
Yeah.
do
Well, I'm sure they don't
justice.
care that much about their comic book movie characters.
or if Patrick Stewart at any point was just like, look, Doctor, Professor X would look, yeah, Professor Xavier
I didn't know
would
James
look
McAvoy was a doctor.
would look at the camera this way. I don't know. I just remember a stupid like vine of Patrick Stewart going over like his master like acting class of doing double takes, triple takes, and quadruple takes, and I saw like McAvoy do a double take, and I was just like, did Patrick Stewart teach him how to do that double take?
I mean, I'm sure he's
Yeah.
there to.
Yeah.
I'm sure the director wanted
Yeah.
them to be similar, but I don't know if Patrick Stewart like cares that much about the character.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like he is. Well, I don't know if he has bigger stuff to do. He's not
Yeah.
that many.
Well, I mean,
movies,
Hugh Jackman is Wolverine at
Yeah.
this point. Like,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
there's no separating
but- Yeah.
that now.
This movie was not about Wolverine at all, though.
No,
He was just like a
a tool,
plot
a blunt
device.
tool.
He
There's
was,
a lot of
yeah.
blunt tools in this movie to like move the plot along.
Yeah. But.
And I thought it was interesting to choose him. I thought that was an interesting.
What, to go back?
Yeah, well, the fans weren't very happy about that.
Why? Was it different in the comic?
Yeah, it was supposed to be
Yeah.
Kitty who went back.
Oh.
Yeah. So like Ellen Page was supposed to be the one going back and doing all that.
Well, that would have been a lot less
That would have
cool.
been.
Ellen Page saving. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's
I mean,
awesome.
that's the.
Wolverine's cool. It's not.
That's just the the way that happened in the comics, and people are like, why can't you send a woman back to do it all?
You know,
and they're like, because Hugh Jackman has a better butt. I don't know.
Yes, he does. The movies don't have to be exactly like the comic books.
Yeah.
So people need to shut up about, oh, it's not exactly like the comic book. It's like, it's a movie, it's an adaptation.
Yeah.
If you want the comic books,
go buy the comic books.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
There's the means in which you can read that story.
I hate that
Guess
stuff.
what? It's called the comic book.
I mean, there's a level to it though. Like, you can't just completely rape a story.
Yeah.
But they
You
didn't.
can't, like...
You know, they didn't in this. It wasn't like Iron Man 3 where they completely raped a character.
Yeah.
To
Which
death.
they...
But,
It wasn't like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, where
Yeah.
he completely raped the franchise. But...
what else?
Alright, so I guess let's give our rating of the movie, and then we'll move on to spoilers.
I'll go 9 out of 10. 9 Hugh Jackman butts
I got yelled at this for the last time.
9 Hugh Jackman butts out of 10.
Oh, that was gonna be mine. I hate you.
Alright, well...
I'm interested to hear Kevin's.
Ooh. I got to go with 7.9 Hugh Jackman butts
you're
out of
doing
10.
the points.
Oh yeah, I'll give it 8 Hugh Jackman butts.
All
out of
right, thank
10.
you.
I'll give it the whole 8
Round it
Hugh
up.
Jackman.
Yeah, I would have to go with nine butts.
Just general butts.
Just butts. 9 butts in general. I'm not picky. Butts are nice. 9 butts.
And by butts, she means like grammatical butts.
Yeah,
Butts.
yeah, with single T,
But-
Not physical
single
butts.
T or double T.
All right. So,
Cool. So thanks for watching
Yeah,
the non-spoilers.
it's kind of dour,
Yeah.
but
If
it was,
you-
Kevin.
like,
It was kind of dour.
compared to
Kevin.
Godzilla.
But
Yeah, oh my god, Godzilla, he almost pooped himself.
But if you would like to see the full video with all of the spoilers and bitching about all the details, or
and praising all the
praising the
Praising.
details,
from over here.
Praise.
head on over to
Trex.
Team T-Rex Productions
Trex.
videos, films,
Yes.
whatever.
And yeah,
Also, like and subscribe this guy's channel, and then come on over and like and subscribe
you don't have
our
to-
channel.
you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
Well, if you want to.
If you want to.
Yeah, you can. So, cool.
Yep. So link in the description for spoilers. See you later.